The Nigerian Exchange Group PLC on Thursday released its first full-year post-demutualization earnings, which shows improvements across the key line items. Reviewing this special earnings with me as well as outlook on the new year 2022 is Oscar Onyema. He is the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Exchange Group. Thanks for coming through, and we appreciate your time this evening.
Thank you very much, Bosun.
Good to see you. This is where I want us to get started. This is the first time that you will be sitting down to analyze or speak to a financial statement as the CEO of a listed company. How does it feel?
It's a brave new world.
Yes, it's a new world, I know. So how does it feel? This is your first earnings, full earnings, as opposed to mutualized exchange.
Right. So we actually demutualized in March. So we operated January and February as a mutual entity. So this is actually reflective of 10 months of operating as for-profit and 2 months of operating as a mutual exchange. So I liken it to changing your tires while you're still driving.
Could be quite innovative. Summarize the NGX Group 2021 earnings for me, those 10 months and 2 months, how you were able to do this transition into achieving a 22.2% net profit as well as other line items.
Earnings grew about 13% to about 6.8 billion Naira in 2021 as compared to 2020 when it was 6 billion Naira. And then when you layer upon that our share of equity investees profit, another 2.1 billion Naira, you begin to arrive at a 2.3 billion Naira profit, which is 22% above 2020 numbers. I think I should take a step back and explain to the viewers that the NGX Group of companies, in addition to our subsidiaries, so that would be the exchange, the regulation company, which is a not-for-profit, and the real estate company. We have investments in associate companies. This would be CSCS, NG Clearing, and other investee companies such as NASD and FMDQ. And this is consistent, and some fintech companies as well. And this is consistent with our strategy to be active in all the verticals of the capital market value chain. So the group makes money from dividends and interest income. I thought it was important to properly situate these numbers for viewers.
That was thanks, and that's kind of clarifying my next question about what makes your earnings at NGX Group a special one, and how investors and the public should assess your performance as a specialized financial institution. You're not NGX Group PLC is not a regular organization by any stretch of imagination. Your operations are completely different from any other.
Right. So it's important to look at the sum of the parts, if you will. If you look at the operating exchange, they did very well with improvements in listings. Listings revenue for 2021 was at about 757 million as compared to 606 in 2020. So brought in some good listings and the continuing listing fees. From a trading perspective, the transaction fees was up about 2.1%. So 2.9 billion versus 2.8 billion. And if you look at the group itself, treasury income was up about 4.9% to about 1.4 billion Naira. So it is a very well diversified group, and as we continue to grow and take advantage of some of the benefits of being a listed company, so easy access to capital, ability to scale across geographies so that we can diversify from a geographical perspective, and ability to participate in other verticals in the value chain, so post-trade, payments and other things. You begin to see that we're trying to build a very sustainable company that would be very value accretive to shareholders.
Well, as an exchange in what areas would the bulk of your earnings be coming from in 2022 and beyond? Would it be listings? Would it be transaction fees? Where will be the backbone of earnings for NGX Group PLC?
So I think your question, when you start referring to listings, has to do with the core exchange business, which is our NGX exchange subsidiary. And they've made announcements as to trying to create a technology board to take advantage of the digitization revolution that we're seeing as part of the fourth industrial revolution, and to provide capital raising opportunities for the fintech space that has done very well in Nigeria and indeed in Africa in attracting foreign investments. Other things that they're looking to do is to continue to grow listings in our growth board and traditional platforms, the main board and the premium board. They would also, as you know, continue to engage with policymakers to advocate for a conducive environment for, allowing access to capital for both the government and the private sector. If you look at 2021, the exchange platform was responsible for raising about 6.7 trillion naira for the government and corporates across various asset classes and various sectors. So they intend to continue to do that and really help to drive the Nigerian economy. So that speaks to the exchange subsidiary, but there are other subsidiaries. The real estate subsidiary is just beginning to implement its strategy, which, as you know, the real estate company already owns our head office building, is into property development and facilities management. So building that business out is something that you can expect to see. From a holdco perspective, we're already active in post-trade, the CSD business, this Central Securities Depository. CSCS has been very accretive, the investment we have there. Indeed, I said the share of profit of equity investees is about 2.1 billion, and most of that is from our investment in CSCS, where we are very active to help that company create value. The CCP, so the Central Counterparty Clearing House, NG Clearing, is another investee company, associate company, where we're working very actively with them to build out the capability to support derivatives trading in Nigeria, and indeed have almost completed all the processes to get that underway. So there are many areas where we will continue to scale out to really drive investments that would meet expectations of stakeholders, whilst supporting the capital markets to help develop the Nigerian and indeed the African economy.
On behalf of your shareholders, may I ask this question, the final one, as to when dividend will be paid?
The board is still discussing that, so I'm not at liberty at this point to give you a direct answer. But suffice it to say that it is something of big importance to us. We want to be a model listing company that has higher standards around corporate governance and around returning value to our shareholders. So stay tuned.
All right, stay tuned. Thank you so much. Oscar Onyema, the Group Chief Executive
Thank
Officer
you
of
very
the
much.
Nigerian Exchange Group PLC. Thank you so much for speaking to us on our section. And we wish you all the best at the NGS Group as you start the new year 2022.